Welcome back to Leitz Cine's service tips. Today we are going to put a Fujifilm G mount on a Leitz HEKTOR lens. First off, make sure you are working in a clean space. You don't want dust or debris to get inside the lens. For any mechanical cleaning, use a lens wipe or a clean microfiber cloth with a small amount of alcohol. For glass cleaning, it is best to use a lens wipe with acetone. Leitz currently offers user-swappable L, E, RF, Z, and G mounts. The process for changing L, E, RF, and Z mounts is the same for all lenses, and new mounts can be purchased from Leitz resellers or directly from Leitz. A link to that video and details for purchasing will be in the description. For the G mount, the process is slightly different and requires some extra steps due to the increased flange depth. Start by standing the lens upright on the front cap. Using the cap rather than the bare front will provide additional stability. Remove the 5 screws on the mount using a Torx 4 screwdriver and set them aside for reassembly in a moment. Remove the existing lens mount and set it aside. You'll likely see shims underneath the mount. Gently remove the shims. We will use these later too. Using a Phillips 0 screwdriver, remove the 5 screws that were under the shims. You will not need these screws for the G mount, but save them as you will need them for all other mounts. Remove the rear ring from the lens. There are several shims between the rear ring and the O-ring. Make sure that the O-ring underneath it remains in place. If they stick to the rear ring, carefully remove them and place them back over the O-ring. There is grease on this part of the lens to allow the iris ring to move smoothly. After 1 or 2 times changing to and from the G mount, you will want to add a little lens grease. Place the new titanium colored rear ring onto the lens with the slotted side facing upward. Place the 4 small pressure pieces into the 4 slots. Make sure they do not stick up above the titanium ring. Turn the focus ring to infinity. While holding the titanium ring in place with your hand, screw in 4 small M1.6 by 2.5 grub screws to the side of the ring to a tension of 15 Newton centimeters. If possible, use a Torx screwdriver. The tension is very important. If it is too tight, the focus will scratch and be hard to move. If it is too loose, the iris gear will have some play in it and the titanium ring will move. To achieve optimal resistance, do not apply downward pressure on the titanium ring while securing it. Place the original shims back onto the lens using the 2 pins to assure the proper orientation. Remove the rear cap from the new G mount. Place the G mount onto the lens using the 2 pins to assure the proper orientation and fit of the mount. Attempting to attach the mount without using the pins can lead to damage of the mount and lens. Use the 5 Torx 4 screws to attach the mount to the lens. No lacquer or locking paint is needed here. If you have a screwdriver that measures torque, tighten to at least 15 Newton centimeters. If not, just make sure it's tight. Changing between L, E, RF, and Z mounts usually doesn't require any shimming. However, changing to and from the G mount can create slight back focus deviations. If your lens is not hitting infinity correctly, see our video for adjusting back focus on the lens. Make any adjustments necessary, then you're ready to start shooting. When you're ready to remove the G mount and swap to another mount, make sure you follow these steps in reverse, once again checking back focus when your new mount is attached.